Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. Tonight, you see the topic on the thumbnail. We're going to be talking Creature Commandos, and why I think Creature Commandos is a great start to James Gunn and Peter Safran's DCU. So, if you guys have any theories, any thoughts, any opinions about the show, just kind of based off what we've seen from the two trailers that we got, the teaser trailer, as well as recently the trailer that we got at New York Comic Con, definitely let me know. I'm gonna wait because I know it's gonna take a little time for people to come in. But if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. How's your day? How is your week? I know it's Halloween week, spooky season, so I know for those of you who maybe celebrate it, what are you guys dressing up as for Halloween? Just what kind of plans do you guys have? Things of that nature. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. I think we had someone join in. Oh, I think they're gone. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Creature Commandos. When this was announced, what, 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, or maybe a year ago. It's probably like a year ago. But, when James Gunn made the announcement video and he talked about all the different projects, possible projects coming to the DCU, one of the big main projects that caught my attention was Creature Commandos. When he announced Creature Commandos, he said this was an ensemble team of monsters and creatures who don't like each other but have to work together. They're in ties with Amanda Waller. As you guys know, with the events of Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller set up an ensemble team with Harley Quinn and, all different characters, the Suicide Squad. So we pretty much had that, and then you guys know how that turned out. Then we got Peacemaker, with John Cena, and now we're currently getting Peacemaker season 2 sometime next year. And that's gonna lead into some events with James Gunn's DCU. But when we got the announcement of Creature Commandos, it was the biggest project that definitely got my attention because I was like, man, you're gonna start the DCU with an animated project. That's got to be something really special. The fact that James Gunn decided to do something like that, especially with characters that if you're not into the DC lore, because I mean, I'm more of a Marvel, person, that, so to say, that I am a DC person. I know some DC characters, obviously, but then I'm more knowledgeable about Marvel. So Creature Commandos really caught me because I'm like, okay, these are new characters. So you're already starting off big, in my opinion, because these are characters no one really knows unless you know about, Creature Commandos in the history or read the comics and things of that nature. So I love the fact that he did that. And we got the trailer. And, we had all the characters. We got GI Robot, which in my thumbnail I said GI Robot is the MVP, and GI Robot is gonna be the MVP. Just based off the trailers, I already know GI Robot is gonna be my favorite character out of the Creature Commandos for sure. But with New York Comic Con, they had a panel. Nina Mazursky is going to be a fan favorite character that James Gunn said. The Bride, we have Frankenstein, we have Rick Flag Senior, who Rick Flag Jr. was in the old Suicide Squad, so that's going to be interesting to see. How his with his son being killed off in Suicide Squad, allegedly killed off. We don't really know for sure if he is dead, but um, it's gonna be interesting to see how his father takes the news of his son getting killed. How's he gonna feel about that? What is he gonna do? So, there's rumors about him being in Peacemaker season 2. So, just kind of, it's really cool that Creature Commandos is already kind of starting off this kind of branch of the DCU. Rick Flag Sr. is apparently also going to be in Superman. He talked about that on the New York Comic Con panel. Frank Grillo, the actor, he was originally going to have his white hair from the animated series, but he's filming another role, so he didn't have the time to really change his hair. But that's really cool as well. The fact that we're going to see characters jump into animation, into live action, and vice versa. Apparently, there's a Blue Beetle series that might be happening, an animated series. So that's gonna be cool. But yeah, let's see your thoughts. Let's see. Will there be a Powerpuff Girls I mean, there was talks of a Powerpuff Girls show a while ago, but I don't know if it's still happening. I know Craig McCracken, he's probably still working on that as we speak, but I don't know if we're going to see that for a little bit. But yeah, if you're here, let me know your thoughts about Creature Commandos. What do you think about the show? What do you think? What do you think about the trailer so far? What are some characters that you would like to see intertwine into Creature Commandos? If you saw the trailer, apparently Clayface is in there, so that's really interesting already. That we already have an established Batman villain into the DCU. So that kind of tells me right there that the DCU Batman, because he's going to be a couple years in the game. I mean, come on, he's got a whole Bat family going on. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe they have a reference to DCU Batman. So that would kind of be a little nice way to kind of bring that in until we wait for whoever is going to play Batman in the DCU and that sort of thing. But yeah, we have Cersei, right? I think that's her name. Cersei. I know I said it completely wrong in the reaction, so I want to apologize. I said like Cirque. For whatever reason, I called her Cirque, but her name is Cersei. So I want to apologize for that. So I now know how to pronounce her name. So she's a Wonder Woman villain, and that's going to be interesting because we haven't really heard too much about Wonder Woman and the DCU and what her plans are. Obviously, there's Paradise Lost, which is like a a Game of Thrones prequel and Themyscira, that sort of thing. But we don't really know for sure where Wonder Woman is. I'm sure Wonder Woman is established by this point, so we already know she's probably out there. So she's probably faced off with Cersei as well. So that's going to be interesting if she maybe has a mention of Wonder Woman. Again, just some world building already in the DCU from Creature Commandos could be a possibility. So it's just really exciting to see what they do with that series, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The animation looks really smooth and clean. I did not expect, with the teaser trailer, we kind of got a little bit of a hint of what the show would be like, but with the trailer, we got a better look at what the vibe would be, and with the violence and the gore, which is nothing new, especially if you've been around with James Gunn and Suicide Squad and with Peacemaker. The violence and gore that we get in that is going to be somewhat similar to what we see, with the DCU. So I'm wasn't really too surprised by it. I was just kind of like, wow, they're really going there. So that's just really cool to see that. But yeah, maybe there's not a lot of people on today. Maybe there's not a lot of people on. But if you guys, anyone in the replay, if you are, checking out this stream, let me know what are you most excited for Creature Commandos and just the DCU in general. It could be Superman, it could be Lanterns, it could be Booster Gold, maybe the Dynamic Duo project. I was actually going to make a video talking about that, and maybe I still can about uh, the uh, the project with Jason Todd and things of that nature. Um, so that would be interesting. Like two Robins, what story are they gonna tell there? So there's a lot of animated projects that are coming into the DCU. Some rumored and some that we know are on the way. Apparently, there's going to be a Dead Man animated series uh, that's in the works. I think that came out a couple months ago. I don't know much about Dead Man, but Dead Man looks like an interesting character, and James Gunn has teased him before on his Instagram. So if you want to know about what James Gunn is maybe thinking at the time, go to his Instagram because he posts a lot of hints towards certain things. Like with John Stewart, like he posted a photo of John Stewart from the comics, like maybe a day or two ago before they announced who would be playing John Stewart. And we got Aaron Pierre, who, by the way, if he's a very good actor, definitely go check out the movie on Netflix if you haven't. Rebel Ridge, really good movie. Really enjoyed him in that role. I'm so glad that he's getting more roles. I first, had, first knew him for his, actor role in the it was a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King thing that they did, and he played Malcolm X, and he played Malcolm X really well in that. So I was like, you know what? It would be dope to see, this guy in more things. So I'm really glad that he's getting his flowers, and he's on the up and up. So shout out to him. Um, Also, the other guy, Cal Chandler, I think that's his name, is going to be playing Hal Jordan. I've seen him in a couple things, and he's pretty good too. So, according to the chemistry test that they had, because obviously when you're doing these projects, you have to be able to have some kind of chemistry with the people that you work with. Apparently, the chemistry was really really good for Lanterns, and that's how they were casted. So you can kind of see how James Gunn in his process when it comes to like, okay, like we got these actors, so let's test them. Like let's see how they interact with each other. Let's see how they interact, within themselves. So you kind of see that process, and then we get the casting of these characters. So again, really cool that James Gunn is kind of giving us, not too much, but also kind of leading us into the process of, how he's interpreting the DCU, how he wants to take it. And it's very different. It's a very different take. We're seeing that already with Creature Commandos. It's already a very different take. Um, Superman, I'm very much looking forward to Superman. I mean, we haven't had, I mean, we had a Superman movie. I mean, we had, Henry Cavill. Um, but I don't know. Henry Cavill just wasn't the Superman that I like. I never really was too big on Henry Cavill. I get why people like him. I get why people liked his portrayal of Superman, but for me personally, it just wasn't for me. Um, but I'm looking forward to David Cornsweet's, portrayal, what he's gonna do with the character. I think Superman needs to go back to his roots and being this hero that stands for justice and hope, and kind of gives people that. I don't like when I don't think that every hero needs to be this dark brooding figure. I think heroes can be the Boy Scout. Heroes can be kind of like a chill, reserved, peaceful. Everything doesn't have to be about violence and fighting and stuff. Sometimes the best fights are the ones that you can bring resolution to. Let's see, what's up, Apex, right? Hello, bro. I'm you subscriber from Malaysia. Well, welcome. Shout out to Malaysia. Shout out to the people over in Malaysia who check out my content, and just all over, like all over the globe. Like, it's just crazy, like looking at that. Obviously a lot of the people come from America, but then you have people from, Spain, Italy, the UK. Shout out to my UK people over there. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to y'all. Just shout out to people in India. Like, it's just really cool to have many different people from all over the world check out my content. So I'm really appreciative of that. How old are you? How old do you think I look? That's a good question. How old do you think I look? What's up, Ali Easy? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. 20. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. I'm actually 23. So you were really close. But yeah, Apex, Elite, you guys looking forward to Creature Commandos? 26. So I look 26 now? That's funny. But yeah, I'm 23. Um, right down the middle, 23. Jordan year, pretty good. I get it a lot. I don't look 23. People say I look younger, so I take that as a compliment. I don't feel like I'm 23 either. I feel much younger. So, you know, the saying, you're only as young as you feel, you're only as old as you feel. So, I feel good. But yeah, are you guys looking forward to Creature Commandos, Apex, Elite? Um, what's your favorite game? My favorite game is World War Z. I've never played World War Z, but I've heard interesting things about it. My favorite game, that's tough because I have a lot of games that I love playing, I enjoy. Obviously, Minecraft is one that I like playing. The Mafia games, I love playing the Mafia games. I love Watch Dogs. Well, sort of. I like the second one. I know people are kind of like, "What? You like the second one?" But yes, I like the second Watch Dogs. I get why people like the first one. I've just never really been a fan of the first one. Um, Stray, I love the Stray game. I mean, the cat, playing as a cat, I thought that was really cool. But I don't know, like, there's a Stray animated movie that was in the works, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now because that studio, Annapurna, they I don't think they're a thing anymore. I think they discontinued, so I don't think that movie's gonna happen, which sucks because I feel like Stray was a game that was very underrated at the time when it came out. But I love the aesthetic of that world. It's like a cyber esque, robotic futuristic city. I like that. But yeah, to answer your question, I really don't have a particular favorite game. I play a different variety of games, and whatever one that I enjoy at that time, that's kind of like my favorite. But at the moment, I'm not playing too many games, so I just haven't had the time to. I think you asked that question before. Um, I don't know about the Powerpuff Girls thing. I don't know if there is going to be another Powerpuff Girls series. I mean, there was talks of there being one. I know Craig McCracken, the creator, had talked about it, but I don't know if that's still happening or not. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Do you have any childhood toys? My childhood toys were Beyblades, Lego, Nerf guns. Yeah. Growing up, I had a lot of things. I had a kite. I had, a Nerf gun, water balloons, Legos. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. Um, I had like the little Spider-Man mask that you could put on with the web shooter. I had that. Um, there's like a lot of toys that I didn't really get like a lot of toys, but I did, toys that, my parents were able to get me. I had those. And, even then, like growing up as a kid, right? Like I always, would be outside. And even if I didn't have toys, I would just make up games, right? Like, you know, growing up, I didn't really have many friends. I don't really have many friends now, but I didn't have many friends growing up, so it was like mostly my parents would, you know, spend time with me outside. We would play kickball, dodgeball, hide and seek, things like that. So I'd say like, for being a child, I enjoyed what I had. There were some things that I kind of wish I had more of. Like I wish I had more opportunity to do certain things as a kid, but hey, you can make up for it as an adult, right? That's what's so cool about this is that you can, grow and, the things that you enjoyed as a child or maybe didn't have an opportunity to do, you can kind of do them now as an adult, sort of. But it's in the way you do it, I think. Did you ever have a Beyblade when you were a kid? I did not. I watched the Beyblade show, but I never really had the little thing. I know that there was a time at McDonald's, like I think I actually do remember having one, but I think I broke it. It was like a small McDonald's toy at the time, but I think I broke it or something. Bro looks like Super from the PJs cartoon. That's that's funny. PJs is a really good cartoon, by the way. People sleep on the PJs, but that was a really good show. What was your favorite character when watching Beyblade? I actually couldn't tell you. I just remember seeing it on TV, and I maybe watched like an episode or two, but I can't really say like, hey, I had this favorite character. Um, I just thought it was an interesting show. Same with Pokemon. Like I wasn't really too much of a Pokemon fan. Like I like watched the episode or two growing up, but I wasn't like, I don't know all of the Pokemon characters. I never played any of the games, so I can't really tell you exactly like too much about Pokemon. I just know a few things here and there. But what about you, Apex? Do you have any favorite Beyblade characters or anything like that? Yeah, we're supposed to be talking Creature Commandos, but I don't think some of the people that are usually around are like here or anything. I think Marvel fan might not even know, because I need to ask this question too. Are you guys getting the streams for anyone that's like currently here, or that usually does show up to the streams? Did you get the notification for this stream? Because I know that YouTube has kind of been doing that thing where um, even recently, like some of my videos haven't been going through, and I don't know, they just it's weird. YouTube's just doing a weird thing. MC Hammer, I thought you retired. That's funny. MC Hammer's still performing, by the way. A lot of people don't know this. MC Hammer did rock music for a time. Yeah, MC Hammer did rock music. Um, so yeah, that's a thing. Ice T, the rapper, he also did rock music. Pretty good rock music from Ice T. Did you ever have an ideal? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a world explorer. Well, I mean, I'd say pretty much the same thing that I wanted to do now is pretty much what I wanted to do as a kid, and that's be an actor. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always wanted to act in a movie, action movies, horror movies, comedy movies, romantic movies. I want to do it all. I want to do it all. Well, maybe not all of it. There's certain things that I won't do for personal reasons, but being an actor, something I always wanted to do. I mean, I acted out in some plays when I was in elementary school. Um, I also did, some shows and stuff when I got into high school because, when I was in middle school, I was in like this really like tough point in my life because I was trying to figure out like, okay, what is it that I want to do? So I tried to like join the basketball team. I was like, maybe I can be on the basketball team. If I get on the basketball team, and there were a couple reasons why I did it. I was like, one, maybe I could be popular by being on the basketball team. For two, I also did it because I was like, at that time when you're young, you're like, on the basketball team, you get a chance of, getting some girls to like you because you're on the basketball team. I was like, I just wanted to do it for that, like those reasons. And, it didn't work out because I ended up like getting cut the second day of basketball practice. And yeah, that kind of hurt for a little bit. That kind of stinged. But, looking back at it now, I kind of like understood like basketball just wasn't my thing. Sports just aren't my thing. I love watching sports. I love watching wrestling. I love watching soccer. I love watching tennis, things of that nature. But when it comes to playing sports, it just wasn't in my lane. And that's kind of some advice to just anyone out there who's trying to, figure out what exactly it is that you want to do. You kind of have to go out there and see what it is exactly that you can do and what it is that you feel like you can do, and the things that you can't, just don't worry about them. But anything is possible. Anything is possible. So I want to say that to anyone. I hope I can be a world traveler because I want to see the wonders, cultures, beauties, and nature of the country's faithful. Yeah, Apex. You can do that. Anything you want to do, you can do. If you want to travel the world, go for it. Who's stopping you? Who's telling you you can't? If you want to be a world traveler, do it. everything that you can to make it happen. Just like I'm doing everything that I can to, be an actor, to be a better YouTuber, to, do all these things. And there's so many things that I want to do. I don't want to do just YouTube. I want to be an actor. I want to, do music. I want to do, just different things. I want to get into so many different avenues that, I want to take you guys on the journey with me. And that's kind of why I wanted to start YouTube, is because I wanted, this journey, whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it is, talking about animation, or, talking about cartoons, or talking about whatever it is that I, feel like I want to do at that moment. I want to take you guys with me to kind of, you know, just, just go for it, whatever it is, goals, dreams. That's why we're called the Dream Team, because I believe that, people, they're dreamers. People dream of these ideas, and they want to accomplish their dreams. And I, shout out to anyone who has accomplished their dreams, or trying to accomplish their dreams, because a lot of people oftentimes don't see dreams as a sign of, you know, dreams as a sign of, there's something there. Like there's literally something there for you. And even though it may seem like it's this, fantasy type, scenario, but you can make whatever it is that you dream about a reality. And a lot of people have. I don't really necessarily believe in, like, making a dream being it specifically to a country, like, people say the American dream, right? Like, I don't necessarily believe in the American dream. I just believe that people are dreamers. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're from. If you're a dreamer, that's who you are. Some people are born with that. Some people are just, they learn it over time. But however it is that you go about your life, whatever path you decide to lead yourself on, what matters is the destination, the journey that you're on. People are so worried about, I got to get to this place, I got to get to that place. It's like, okay, where are you on the road? What's the path teaching you? Are you learning anything? Um, so that's kind of a very, like, a round way of saying, like, just accomplish your dreams. I say it all the time. Do what you love, and do it better than anything you could ever imagine. And I'm going to continue to say that because I believe in that. Apex, you said, can I give you any words of motivation? Yeah, you can. Words of motivation are very welcome. Because I'm going to tell you, like, if you're new here, we kind of had like a situation like a couple months ago, like a couple weeks ago, someone had asked, like, what's the meaning of life? And I kind of just gave like a very very like short and sweet kind of like how I think life is. So when you're able to just kind of give someone that motivation, who knows, someone could be going through a hard time right now. Someone could feel like, I'm in a tough spot. I don't know what it is that I want or what I want to do. And just by your words encouraging someone, motivating someone, that gives them the motivation to do what it is that they were, afraid, or, had some uncertainty to do. So I hope, my advice or my words help that person. I want to help people. It's easy to, come onto YouTube or any social media, with a blank avatar or hiding behind an avatar, and saying all these rude and negative and harsh things to people. But it's a lot easier to just be yourself, just be who you are, be in your element, and tell people, like, hey, you know uh, it doesn't hurt if you see someone with nice art. Someone has a nice picture that they posted. Hey man, I like your picture. Hey bro, that's a fire picture. I hope you do more. Like, those words help people, and I want to help people. Um, so I get the negative comments too. Like, I get people saying negative things to me. Oh, I don't believe what you're saying, or things of that nature. And that's gonna happen. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have naysayers. You're gonna have people who tell you, "Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that." Watch me. Watch me tell you why you're wrong. Watch me prove to you that you're wrong. Um, but not even just trying to prove to them that they're wrong, but just prove to yourself um, that you can do it. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is um, nasi lemak. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't want to butcher it. Could you tell me what that is? I'm not sure what that is. But for me, my favorite food is pizza. Pizza and buffalo wings. I love hot wings. I love pizza. Um, so yeah, those are my favorite foods. What's up, Caden? How are you doing? Welcome into the stream. We're just talking different things right now. I am trying to talk Creature Commandos, but we're kind of just in a different vibe right now. So kind of just talking about whatever, I guess. Okay, it's a traditional Malaysian food. Okay, I'll have to look it up. After the stream, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, Kaden, how are you doing, man? It's been a little bit since you've been in the stream. I'm sure you've been busy and stuff. But if you have any thoughts on Creature Commandos, or if you've seen the trailer, what did you think of the trailer and stuff? Definitely, let's try to like chat about it and discuss it, I guess. But like I said, we're just talking about anything really. Also, if you're in the stream, you guys looking forward to Halloween? I know Halloween is um, Thursday. I'm probably gonna chill on Halloween. I might watch some scary movies, like I usually do every year. I usually don't go out. I usually just sometimes I'll go out, sometimes I won't. But oftentimes when I do like just do something, it's just like I chill at home and watch horror movies and stuff. Do you have a girlfriend? I do not. Um, I do not. So, yeah. I'm kind of just focusing on myself right now and just, focusing on, trying to build up the channel, build up my second channel, which, by the way, definitely go check out my second channel, Jace TV. I'm trying to get that off the ground. We're talking like Spider Man, Marvel DC stuff over there, like the live action stuff. I've done a few videos, reaction videos and things of that nature over there. But I just had a video on my second channel talking Spider-Man for the Spider-Man Noir series because I know those are hot topics and I kind of just wanted to give my opinions but also share my excitement for those projects. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man 4. Um, I'm not the like I said I'm not the biggest Tom Holland fan of his portrayal of Spider-Man and but I don't hate his portrayal of Spider-Man. There's a lot of people who straight up just hate Tom Holland just for no reason. I'm not one of those people. There's just some things I had issues with that I'm hoping that they can course correct. With this new trilogy for him. Who's your favorite YouTuber? I actually don't have a favorite YouTuber. I watch so many different YouTubers. I watch Ross, Kicking It with Ross. He talks wrestling content. In the Clutch, they do, reactions. Dwayne and Jazz, they also do reactions. Boba Talks, if you guys know Boba Talks, he does a lot of DCU news. Comic Storian, I watch Comic Storian, Heavy Spoilers, New Rock Stars. Um, and then on the gaming side of things, I'd say like obviously you got Rad Brad, Rad Brad, T Martin, um, just many different YouTubers that I watch really. So I don't really have a favorite. It's just I watch so many. It just depends on the type of content, really. Let's see, Kaden, you said pretty good, man. I just learned the other day that if I reset notifications, that they will work again on schedule normally instead of later, like it has been. So I've been trying to get on there in time. Good. So I guess that might be the solution to what's going on. I just don't know. You like I said, YouTube is really weird because 1 minute they'll like 1 minute they'll pretty much like share notifications to what it is that you're doing, and then more times than not you don't get notifications at all. It's just really weird. I hope YouTube can fix that. I heard Tom Holland is supposed to be in a new Christopher Nolan film with Matt Damon. I think it's nice. He'll be in other roles too besides just Spider-Man. Yeah, he is. That's actually how we got the news of Spider-Man 4 happening. Before Tom Holland made the confirmation on the Jimmy Fallon show, there was a Hollywood Reporter article that I kind of went over in I think my previous stream. And then we that previous stream was something because we kind of have like the proper term for it is grifter. We had a grifter on the stream the other day, last week, and he was kind of going off on me about I didn't know what I was talking about the whole Spider-Man 4 stuff, and he kind of went off on this whole you know Spider-Man is woke tangent, so he kind of lost all of his credibility. So, but yeah, we did find out that there was another movie that he's doing while also filming Spider-Man 4. And then we now know that Spider-Man 4 is now going to be in between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, which are the two Avengers films, which is supposed to be pretty big to close off this multiverse saga. Um, then we talked Blade in our last stream, that being delayed indefinitely, but it's not canceled. I think people, again, these content creators and stuff, they're gonna try to tell you as much as they want to say about Blade being canceled. It's definitely not canceled. I can tell you that. Not that I know anything. I don't know anything, but I think people are very much over exaggerating about the whole Blade situation. It's not even funny anymore. I mean, people constantly bringing up the line with Wesley Snipes, and I kind of hate that Wesley Snipes said that line in Deadpool and Wolverine now because it's kind of like that's all people can bring up, or there will only ever be one Blade, and it's just like I don't know. It's annoying that people bring up that line now. I don't know. I need to sleep. Apex, you said I need to sleep. I'll see you live again later. Thank you for chatting with me. Yeah, sure enough, Apex. I hope you have a good night, a good sleep. If you're not back, I'll definitely try to stream again this week. We might be talking something else. Who knows? There might be some other news that might come out, so I might do another live stream. So yeah, man. Yeah, Caden. Yeah, man. People may actually believe Blade was canned. No, Blade is not canned. It's just another. It's another soundbite that people can use to try to further gain views and all that stuff from people. But Blade is not canned. They just said indefinitely, which means indefinitely could mean a various of other things. It could mean indefinitely for a week, indefinitely for a year. It just, it doesn't mean that it's canceled. Because they could have outright said Blade is canceled, Blade is scrapped. They could have said that, but they didn't say that. So, people running with that narrative again. I feel like people say that it's like every 2 months people are saying, "Oh yeah, Blade is happening still. Oh, Blade is canceled now. Oh, Blade is still happening." So I am ready for the day when they start filming Blade. So all the people who are saying that Blade is canceled can sit there in their wrongness and be wrong. That's all I'll say about that. Which that's actually a video idea that I thought about doing on my second channel. As to why I think Blade is delayed, I kind of talked about it in our past stream, but I think making a video on it might be a little bit better. So again, my second channel, Jace TV. If you want to see more of that kind of content, definitely subscribe. Definitely check out some videos over there because I will be doing more videos. I was actually going to do a video today, but I decided, yeah, I might not. I kind of might just stream. So maybe I do that video tomorrow, record it and stuff. But yeah, I'm enjoying doing YouTube. Like I said, I enjoy just trying to like bring more audiences in. I definitely want to do more than just that. Like I want to jump into music. I want to jump into wrestling stuff. For those who are into wrestling, I grew up with wrestling, so that's something I definitely want to talk about on maybe another channel or something. So yeah. But also to that point, I do want to say that I think there's a report going around about Mahershala Ali saying that he's happy with the delay for Blade. So whatever plan they have, which I'll further kind of go into in that video when I do put it out. I might put it out on Halloween because I think that might be a really good. I don't know. That might be like a really good time to put it out. Um, so yeah. Yeah, if there's anyone in the chat who has anything that you want to talk about or anything like that, don't be afraid to say something, even if it's just a hi. Highs are cool. But yeah, Kaden, how do you feel about the Blade situation? Do you think it was the right call for them to delay it, or do you think that it's not a good idea? Because personally, I mean, like I said, I mentioned this in the previous stream. I said like the fan side of me and just the Marvel fan in me, which not sure why Marvel fan, not sure where Marvel fan is, but I'm sure he'll probably come in at some point. But like the fan in me is like frustrated. I'm like, why is this movie constantly being delayed? We're getting all these WandaVision spin-offs and stuff, but we can't get a Blade movie. Like, what's going on with that? Like, not to knock WandaVision or Agatha or anything like that, because Agatha's been really good. But I'm just like, if they can have this whole world building thing with that, like, why can't we get that with Blade? But then the business side of me, the creative side of me, sees that there might be a potentially bigger picture that maybe we could see. So, yeah, people hate James Gunn a lot. I think the new Creature Commandos looks amazing. Yeah, I don't get the hate for James Gunn, really. I know a big portion of it for sure is Snyder fans. And if you've ever come across a Snyder fan, you know how they get down. They are ride or die for Zack Snyder. Even if Zack Snyder's DCEU wasn't successful in any way, they will still say, oh, the DCEU with Zack Snyder was better than anything we had before and better than anything else we'll have after. So you know how they get down. Um, so some of that hate for James Gunn comes from that. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, Creature Commandos looks really good. I'm looking forward to it again. The fact that James Gunn decided to have these particular characters as the start of the DCU to me speaks volumes because we're getting a lot of characters with the DCU that we never got with DC before, unless it's the animated projects, of course. The animated stuff has always been leagues ahead of the live action department in DC. But we're getting Creature Commandos, we're getting Booster Gold, we're getting the lanterns, which we've had the lanterns before in animated stuff, but getting it in live action for the first time, unless you count, Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, unless you count that. But we're getting actual Green Lanterns like Hal Jordan and John Stewart. Then you have like the rumored projects like Dead Man, a Dead Man animated series. We're getting the Two Robins animated movie, dynamic duo. Like there's a lot of intricate characters that we've never gotten in, that's never been shown in DC before, live action wise, that we're getting with, now with the DCU. You predicted the Agatha series. Did I? Well, I did say, like, I tweeted this like 2 years ago when they announced that Aubrey Plaza had a secret role in the Agatha series. I said, it would be funny if she would play Death. And, 2 years later, we get the reveal. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen it, but we now know who Aubrey Plaza is playing, and she's playing Death. So it's kind of cool at one point that I predicted that, because I was like, it was just one of the most random characters that I knew, but I was like, if there's one person who could play that character, it would be her. So kind of cool how that happened. I think some people prefer Zack Snyder, which is another reason they dismiss Gunn. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I get it if you prefer Zack Snyder, if you thought Zack Snyder's, DCEU, if you liked certain elements of it or you like it, that's fine. But I don't think it's fair to attack James Gunn or attack, people involved with the new DCU over the fact that Zack Snyder's DCEU is no more. I mean, it is what it is. It's a business decision. At the end of the day, you have to do what's best for business. And sometimes those decisions about what's best for business, kind of leads to a change in direction. And that's what happened. It was a change in direction. They Warner Brothers obviously felt like, what Zack Snyder was doing wasn't good. And that's in no way to put down Zack Snyder. But apparently what he was doing just wasn't good into the company's vision, and they let him go, and, other actors that were involved. And that's why I think a lot of people are kind of like looking at James Gunn, because they want to know and they want to see for themselves where exactly is this all going to go, with his DCU and the direction. But so far from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, I'm liking the direction of where this new DCU is going. I'm liking the fact that we're getting different characters that we haven't seen on the live action screen before, and even in the animated, even in animation in terms of certain things. That's something we never got with Zack Snyder. I'm sure if Zack Snyder was still around, we would probably get another Man of Steel. We'd probably get another Batman versus Superman movie. We'd probably get another Wonder Woman movie that I'm sure wouldn't perform as well as the first one did, because the second one didn't. Um, and yeah, I don't know what DC would have done at that point if Zack Snyder was still around. People saying like, "Oh, they did Henry Cavill wrong," and again, I understand if you like Henry Cavill as Superman, because we're all gonna have our favorites when it comes to certain actors who play certain roles. Like, again, Spider-Man. People like Tom. People like Toby. People like Andrew. People like Shamik Moore. People like Najee Jeter. People like Yuri Lowenthal. There's always going to be, whoever you prefer as a certain character. Um, and it's not like they can't come back. It's not like they can't come back at any point in the future. Who knows? Maybe if we get a Kingdom Come scenario in like maybe 20 or 30 years from now, who knows? Maybe Henry Cavill might come back as playing as a different version of Superman. Like, we don't know what the plan could be um, in the future. So anything is possible. Because I think an older Superman is something they definitely something that they definitely could do in the future. Let's see. You said I didn't like how they took Blade off next year's release list, but hopefully, if not next year, then they need to pick a really good release date. I hope around 2026 at least. Understandable. I didn't like it either, to be quite honest with you. You know, Blade was definitely a movie that I was mostly looking forward to, and I thought maybe, man, you know, all the stuff going on, I said maybe they can get something together with Blade. Now, obviously, I don't want them to just put hot mess out there for Blade. You know, Blade is a character that you want to get right. Um, and I have a feeling Kevin Feige and the people at Marvel, I hope, they would want to get, you know, Blade right. I would hope so. And people are saying like, well, it's a vampire movie. You know, you can't get that wrong, but you know, maybe there's something much more deeper than that. I don't know. I don't work at Marvel. I don't know, you know, exactly what's going on in the minds of the creative minds, but you know, from my creative mind, you know, kind of what I'm thinking about is, you know, there could be something that they're doing with Blade that could be much bigger than anything we might have anticipated. You know, that's just a theory for me. But yeah, I understand. I heard Henry Cavill has been talking with Marvel about new Superman. Could be, yeah, maybe like a potential role or something. I did hear that too about Henry Cavill was in talks with Marvel. Obviously, with Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw him as Calverine. That's what they're calling him, Calverine. So we kind of got that. I don't think he'll play MCU Wolverine though. I don't think that'll be the case. But I could see him as maybe another hero. Rather that's Captain Britain, maybe someone from Alpha Flight. Uh, they could do something with that. Um, I don't know, but maybe there's something with Henry Cavill that they have in plans. He definitely can't play. He definitely can't play Sentry because we already have the actor for that. But I think there's a stronger character, Hyperion. I think that's his name. Maybe he'll play him. I don't know. That's gonna be something that we'll have to find out. But yeah, Henry Cavill is a good actor. It's just that personally for me, I didn't like the direction they took with his Superman. They made his Superman to me unapproachable. Like I feel like if you were to try to approach that Superman, he would laser your eyes out in a heartbeat. That's how his Superman felt to me. And that's not how Superman's supposed to feel. Now, obviously, there's stories with a dark Superman and things of that nature that has happened, but I just don't think that was the right approach for Superman. And just kind of like what I'm seeing with James Gunn's Superman, you know, just kind of what we've seen, some of the images and shots that we've seen and pictures, all you know, from the set. I won't get too far into it, but that Superman, he feels like Superman. Like you see him smiling, you see him helping people. You see him with Mr. Terrific. You see all these images, and it's like, you know, this is Superman. This feels like Superman. Even the newly released image, which I kind of want to get into that a little bit. I don't get why people are hating on crypto. I don't get why people are hating on a dog. Like, imagine how sad you have to be hating on a dog just doing his job, you know? But even with that image, with him and crypto looking over the earth, right? Like, this Superman feels different. And I like that. And I appreciate that they're doing something different. If Hugh Jackman continues the MCU, then he might probably continue it. Yeah, I honestly, that joke in Deadpool, until you're 90, I would not be surprised if that is seriously what they do with Hugh Jackman. Maybe they continue to let him play Wolverine until you know either doesn't want to play Wolverine anymore, or just maybe something, whenever. But personally, I would like to have seen a new actor take on Wolverine. But if they want to continue with Hugh Jackman, I need to see where they go with it first. Because I mean, after Secret Wars, at that point, all bets are on, because we obviously know the incursion is going to happen at that point. So worlds have collided. All these different heroes from different universes are now essentially going to be living on the same world when you really think about it. So you could have a situation like that. And obviously, it seems like Marvel, they do want to build up the X-Men. So we probably won't hear about the Avengers or anything like that for a while. I would imagine Marvel wants to do the mutant and supernatural saga. So leaning into a good point. I really honestly think the next saga is going to be the supernatural saga. I think we're going to get, the likes of the X-Men, the Midnight Suns. Obviously, they're going to continue with Spider-Man and Daredevil. I feel like those characters, right? Right? Like, we're still going to have those, but I think there's going to be more supernatural elements to it, because I feel like with Werewolf by Night, that was a great foundation for them. Which, by the way, if you're looking for a good Halloween project to look at, I think Werewolf by Night is really good, both black and white and in color. But I think that project really gives us a little bit of a taste of what we could expect. Even Moon Knight, right? Like, even with Moon Knight, I feel like that show gave us a little bit of what we could see as far as the supernatural side of the MCU, which has always been something I've been very much interested in. Also, the street level side, the cosmic side. Certain aspects of the cosmic side, yeah, but I've always been into the street level, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Spider Man, and then you have like the supernatural. You got the mutants. You got the Midnight Suns, Blade. All those characters, right? So yeah, but yeah, to swing the conversation back, like I don't get the hate for James Gunn. I don't. Like I said, I think he's a great director. He's proved that he can, take on movies. He can take on a good story and really bring some emotional pack to it. And I think with Creature Commandos, and he said, during the New York Comic Con panel, he said that there's going to be some, hard hitting moments in Creature Commandos. Obviously, we're going to get moments where, there's violence. There's going to be some wild moments. You already know there's going to be some wild moments. But there's also going to be some emotional and story driven moments in there too. So when you're able to have a balance and range of different tones, I think ultimately that just goes for better storytelling. Because if you make something too much of, it's kind of linear. It doesn't go off into another direction. I don't know. I just feel like it's just too bland, in my opinion. And even then, like, not every project has to have like a twisting road that kind of leads off into another direction. Sometimes whatever the story is, sometimes it just goes to a more linear vibe, and that's okay. But yeah, I also want to say, like, Happy International Animation Day. I was I was actually planning on changing the stream. Thought about changing the stream and having this one for tomorrow, and doing an international animation stream, just kind of talking different cartoons and stuff. But I was like, you know what? I was gonna do this Creature Commando stream anyway last week, but then we got the Blade news, and that kind of I was like, dang, I was gonna do this, and then that changed completely. So I just talked Blade, and ultimately that was a really good stream anyway. I think WB is more to blame for certain things than James Gunn for sure. Yeah, because something else I also want to bring up, like the Joker 2 situation, right? Like I know there were some people online that were saying like, "Oh, James Gunn, oh you definitely had something to do with the Joker 2 movie." And it's like James Gunn said like, "No, I didn't have anything to do with this. This is Warner Brothers doing." And and you can tell with that movie that that is Warner Brothers doing. There's a lot of creative decisions there that just didn't make any sense with that film, and even with movies like Black Adam. And I don't hate Black Adam, but I don't love Black Adam either. I don't like Black Adam. There's certain elements that I thought were cool in Black Adam, and certain characters like Doctor Fate, Hawkman, I think that's his name. But in terms of like the whole movie just it's a sleeper. Aquaman 2, sleeper. Joker 2, sleeper. The Flash, big sleeper. So for me personally, a lot of it felt like it had a lot of Warner Brothers touch to it. To those movies, they just weren't good movies, and that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna have good movies, sometimes you're just gonna have bad movies, and that's just the way of the business. That's just how it works. Well, I didn't know it's a National Animation Day. Yeah, it is. It is. So pretty big, pretty cool. I didn't even know there was an International Animation Day, so that kind of caught me off guard. But more or less, I feel like James Gunn is trying to clean up the mess from the previous regime. He's trying to clean up that mess and start brand new and just kind of say, like, okay, this is new. This is a new universe. These are characters that you know, but we're going to do them in a way that, you know, feels different. James Gunn said, like, this is going to be different in terms of each project is going to have a different tone and different feel. So when you watch Creature Commandos, it's not going to be the same as Superman. When you watch Superman, it's not going to be the same as Peacemaker season 2. When you watch Lanterns is not going to be the same as the other previous projects. It's going to be its own separate vibe and tone. And I appreciate that because I feel like you're not going to be able to limit yourself to just one specific template because sometimes, you know, and I won't say Marvel for an example because I feel like Marvel has done some projects that are different in tone and vibe. So I won't say that. But I will say that sometimes, when it comes to building a universe or a movie universe, sometimes people get so caught up into how can this fit into this? How can this fit into that? And sometimes not everything needs to fit into everything. Sometimes certain projects just need to be their own collective story. And that's what I appreciate, James Gunn's vision with the DCU. He wants every project to be its own separate vibe, its own separate journey. It's like comics, like the comics, right? Like not every comic book you read from a different artist or a different artist or a different writer is going to be in the same vibe and tone as, the previous writer. And it shouldn't be. He has way more ways to go into the DCEU if they want more from him. If they think I think he could do very well. We just haven't seen more there compared to his MCU work, which is also very good. yeah, like I said, we got like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like, if you didn't read the Guardians of the Galaxy comics, it's kind of like, okay, who are these characters? Like, why did we need Guardians of the Galaxy? I remember seeing a lot of people say that online. Who asked for a Guardians of the Galaxy movie? And then when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, the first movie, a lot of people took back their statements about that. That they said, man, Guardians of the Galaxy, these are cool characters. James Gunn brought them to light. We had the second movie. People enjoyed that for the most part. The third movie, which the third movie doesn't really get talked about enough, but that was a really good movie. And the High Evolutionary is definitely one of my top five villains in the MCU. Definitely. I love the way that he was presented. The actor as well, who's also in Peacemaker, like really good actor, and he played the High Evolutionary really well. So yeah, but yeah, we saw what he was able to do with Guardians of the Galaxy, and then when he did the Suicide Squad, we don't talk about the first Suicide Squad movie. I feel like that movie, to me, the first Suicide Squad movie felt like, okay, hey, you know, Harley Quinn's a very popular character. Let's do a movie, have her in it, and have all these other characters revolving around her. But with James Gunn's Suicide Squad, each character in that movie got a story. They got a backstory. Obviously we had Harley Quinn, and you could say, Harley Quinn stole the show in that movie. But you had Idris Elba, is Deadshot. You had the Rat Catcher. You had Polka Dot Man. You had Weasel, which Weasel is back in the DCU with Creature Commandos. So it's like you have all these crazy ensemble characters all in this big situation of fighting this big starfish, Starro, which that was a really weird and crazy villain, but it really fit into that vibe of the Suicide Squad. Um, and like I said, like we see the storytelling with James Gunn, and we got Peacemaker, and oh man, Peacemaker, I love Peacemaker. I definitely want to rewatch that show. Um, yeah, that's true. I seen both Suicide Squad and thought the second one was better and funnier. Yeah, it was. Like the jokes landed in the second one. The action scenes were better. The character stories were better. Like the characters had more chemistry. To me, if in the first Suicide Squad movie, again, it just felt like, hi, this is Harley and friends. Like it did not feel like the Suicide Squad. Like obviously you had Will Smith in there too, and there was a bit of a chemistry with Harley and Will Smith's character, but it was just kind of like, again, this is Harley and friends. So I didn't like that movie. The second one, I enjoyed the second one. So like I said, I'm confident in James Gunn's DCU. I know people are gonna be apprehensive because again, DC has kind of been in a rough position, and but I don't think DC died, you know, and it's easier for people to say that. Like people have said the same thing about the MCU. Oh, the MCU's dead. Um, MCU died. Like no, it hasn't. It's just people forget. Like in the MCU's defense, in Marvel's defense, people forget that previous regime again made some decisions that were what they call best for business, but weren't best for the product. Bob Chapek, he was pretty much saying to Marvel, and there were reports of this. Make as much content as you can in a quick amount of time. So we were getting announcements of all these projects, and it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, like wait, like where's this all coming? And where's this all coming from? And now Marvel, with Bob Iger being back, now Marvel is trying to clean up that mess from Chapek and try to get back on track, in a lot of people's eyes. But again, I never saw the MCU as dead or anything. I just every studio, every company, it doesn't matter if it's the movie industry, the music industry, it doesn't matter what industry you're from. Every business is gonna have a low point. I'm a wrestling fan. WWE before 2019 was in a dark place. There were some things happening on WWE that I'm like, why is this even happening right now? Why is Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins having a match, and why did I just see Rey Mysterio's eye just get poked out? It was a fake eye, by the way. But why was this even a thing? So, you know, um, you had storylines like that, and you kind of question, like, okay, well, where can we go from here? How can you make things better? And now wrestling is, as good as it's been in years. People who haven't tuned into wrestling for years, they're now coming back. People who've never watched wrestling a day in their lives are now watching wrestling now, and that's a testament to good storytelling, good characters, and good investment in your business. When you're able to do that, anything can happen. Now you see all kinds of celebrities, musicians and stuff watching WWE or at the WWE events because the product, it's more inclusive now. And that's what I think the MCU is trying to do. They're trying to make things more inclusive, but also have good storytelling, good marketing, but also a good reservation of where the company wants to go. So that's why I've never been in that whole MCU died or MCU this or MCU bad. I've never been in that because again, like every company has its downs, ups and downs. I probably shouldn't make that motion, but ebbs and flows. Every company has their ebbs and flows, and again, that's just how it is. If you watch Cartoon Network, you know that too because Cartoon Network was at its peak. We had all these different shows, animated shows, right? And then towards 2008, Cartoon Network kind of took a dive because they were starting to do all these weird live action shows. They were trying to catch on to trends with different YouTubers that were going on at the time. Like you guys know the Annoying Orange show, which I dislike that show so much. That was such annoying. But because Annoying Orange was so popular on YouTube, you know, that's kind of what they were going with at the time. So they were doing a lot of live action projects. And then 2010, Cartoon Network kind of went back up again because you got Adventure Time, you had Regular Show, you had The Amazing World of Gumball, you had all these different shows that were coming back out, and Cartoon Network kind of got a rise again. So more people started coming in, and yeah, it's kind of currently going on with Cartoon Network now. Cartoon Network now is kind of like in a down phase again because they're trying to. People want original shows, but also people want shows that they grew up with to come back. So it's kind of in that place right now. That's true. I haven't seen WWE since 2017. I need to get back. WWE now is really good. It's really good. A lot of great storytelling. Uh, Ever since Vince McMahon has been gone from the company, things have just gotten a lot more better. It's a lot more opportunities. Just things of that nature. They're just better. So again, it's all about management too. It's all about who runs these companies. Because if you have someone who's just money talks, they don't care about the product. They don't care about the people involved with the product. They just care about how much content can I make and how much money can I make. Most importantly, how much money can I make? I don't care how bad the content is. I don't care how frustrated I make people. As long as I can continue to make content and just put it out there and like like a machine. That's all that matters because I'm making money, and that to me is the wrong attitude to have. Any company, if you want something right, you have to be able to take time and make sure that you get it right because that's what brings people in. I think James Gunn will do great in the DCU. I think so too. I think people need to hold their judgment. I know people are apprehensive about the previous regime, but I think people need to hold judgment and just kind of let it play out. Again, like I said, I'm a wrestling fan. And as many times as I've wanted certain people to win certain matches, or I felt like certain people deserved to win certain matches, sometimes you just gotta let the story play out. You gotta see where it goes, because you never know. The income that you thought could have been better might actually been attempted a lot better, or maybe you didn't even think about that approach, but someone else in that creative position did. So it's kind of like, you know what, you kind of approached that a lot better than what I had. So again, that's just the point of any business, any creative mind. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this stream at about the 1:30 mark, but I've enjoyed, just chatting it up with you guys. I know these streams always get random because we don't always specifically talk about, what's mentioned. Sometimes we just talk about different things, but I think that's really cool that we're able to, just talk about different things. Let's see. Hey, I'm going to go pick up food real quick. My connection keeps cutting out a little, so I'll be back in a bit. All right, Caden. I'll probably still be here. Like I said, I'll probably end at like the hour 30 mark. So if I don't see you again, just let me know in the comments, something, or if you have any other extra thoughts about Creature Commandos or just anything else in the DCU. Just be sure to pop a comment. And same for people in the replay. Like if you have any thoughts, ideas, theories, things of that nature, it doesn't have to specifically be just Creature Commandos. Maybe some DCU. Maybe you have something that maybe I need to let you cook and see what ideas you have. Because again, I just I love hearing other people's thoughts and ideas and theories about certain things. Also, while we're on the topic of DC, the Penguin. Man, oh man, the Penguin just keeps getting better and better with each episode. And this latest episode we had, wow, wow. Same with Agatha. I must say this: episode seven of Agatha, wow. The way that they were able to tie everything back together like that was something really special. That might be my favorite episode of the Agatha series. That episode alone, there was so much exposition, but then there was so much that tied into like, wait a minute, I remember that, or that's why she said that, or that's why that happened. So yeah. See if I missed any comments. I don't think I missed any comments. Nah. I'm surprised Marvel fan hasn't showed up. I guess, like I said, he might be busy, or he probably hasn't. Uh, Probably didn't know the stream was happening. Again, that happens for whatever reason on here, but yeah. Has anyone been, reading any good comics lately? Um, I've been trying to get into some more comics, so if you guys have any comic book suggestions, be sure to hit me up because I'm trying to find some other comics and stuff to read. I know currently I'm reading the Miles Morales comic run with Black Panther. That's been really good. I can't wait for the next issue of that because um, that's gonna be interesting. I love their dynamic. I love their vibe that they got going on. Miles looks up to T'Challa as a father figure. Um, I never thought I would see that, but I'm glad it's a thing, and I hope that if I ever decide to play Miles Morales in the MCU or just any Marvel project, I would love to have that dynamic of Black Panther, T'Challa, and Miles. It could be kind of like a Peter and Daredevil, a Peter and Matt Murdock situation with Miles and T'Challa. I think that would be really cool to have that kind of a opposite dynamic because also plays into the fact that Matt Murdock and T'Challa, they're friends in the comics. They have a really good friendship, and just like have maybe who knows, maybe they could do a thing where you have Peter and Miles, and you got Daredevil and Black Panther team up to do something, some kind of story with that. That would be cool. I would love to see that uh, at some point. But I heard, I think Corey Ziegler, or Cody Ziegler, I think it's Cody Ziegler. He said that there are gonna be some new villains for Miles coming up pretty soon. So looking forward to that because I do feel like Miles does need some new villains in the comics. So really curious about that. Also, I've been reading World's World's Finest as well, the Superman and Batman comic. I've been reading that. I read recently. I read The Last Ronin over again. That was another comic that I read. So I've been, like I said, I've been trying to dive into some comics again, and just whenever I have the time. Sometimes I just like watch videos on YouTube or watch movies, or I'm working on videos. So sometimes I just don't have the time to read comics like I want to, or I'm working and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, same for the people watching the replay. If you have any comics, comic suggestions down in the comments, let me know and I'll check them out. Yeah. I don't think I ever showed this off. I do have clean that. I do have Funko Pops. So I have a Gerald, one from Hey Arnold. Got this one a couple years ago. People say I look like Gerald from Hey Arnold. So that's kind of like something I've just accepted. I like Gerald as a character from Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold's a really good show. I wish it would come back because I feel like that would be something I would like to see, that those characters continue. And then shout out to Back to the Future, which Back to the Future Day was literally last week. I have a Marty McFly Funko Pop. I have a Bugs Bunny one too. It's in my living room, but yeah. I haven't played Funko Fusion yet. I definitely want to try Funko Fusion. I know there's just mostly Universal characters on that game though. So you got Back to the Future, you have Scott Pilgrim. Characters like that are in Funko Fusion. So I might have to check that out sometime. So I wish I had a good gaming setup because I would love to start streaming games and stuff on Twitch and maybe possibly YouTube, but primarily Twitch because I want to build an audience over there too. I was gonna try to do something with Kick, but I don't know about Kick. I'm hearing a lot of not so good things about Kick, so I don't think I'm going to. But Twitch, I might, because who knows? I might get a Twitch partnership, things of that nature. I know Twitch also has conventions, which I do want to. I do want to start going out and doing more conventions and stuff. I've been trying to go out more. I went to the state fair this weekend, and the state fair was fun. It was a vibe. The only thing that disappointed me was the funnel cake. Like I had my mindset on getting a funnel cake, right? Go to get the funnel cake, and the funnel cake was like it wasn't good. The funnel cake had no flavor. The funnel cake was like very like hard fried, and it was just it just wasn't good. So it was so disappointing. Paid $10, by the way. Paid $10 for that funnel cake, and it was just so disappointing. But other than that, things were good. Let's see. Gage Games, what's up? Iron Man turned into Victor Von Doom. Why? That I wish I knew the answer to your question. I really wish I knew that answer because I'm still not set on RDJ being Doctor Doom. I just think personally that choice was just too convenient. Way too convenient for Marvel. And even with the Russo brothers coming back, like I don't get me wrong, I know the Russo brothers are going to do a good job, but I would have preferred some new talent to do the Avengers films. I just feel like, with that situation, them getting RDJ to do Doctor Doom, them getting, the Russo brothers to come back, I just felt like it was just too convenient for them. I would have preferred them to have done something different. And, I wasn't really set on Doom being the new villain anyway, because I still feel like, Doom being the villain is too early, and I stand by that. Doctor Doom being the villain is too early. And I know they listen too much to the online fans and the loud online fans, might I add, on Twitter, who wouldn't know how to book an MCU movie a day in their life if you gave them the opportunity. Um, and I just, if you needed to recast Kang, I would have preferred you have done that because I feel like there was some story there with Kang. I just didn't feel like they should have just completely disregarded Kang for Doctor Doom. But again, people are listening. They listen too much to these loud online fans here on YouTube and on Twitter, who have no investment in the company. By the way, as far as I know, have no investment in the company. whatsoever. Wouldn't know how to write an MCU movie or a movie in any generosity if they had the opportunity. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, the Avengers are going down without the good ones. That's the thing. Like, obviously, Doctor Doom is gonna win in Doomsday. It's titled Doomsday. He's going to get whatever it is that he set out to do. Now, rather that's the incursions happening, rather that's him creating Battle World. That's something we'll have to see. We'll have to find that out. But obviously, Spider-Man is going to have some ties to this because Spider-Man 4 is right in between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, and also he's supposed to have like a small appearance in Doomsday too. So, I don't know. I still I still would have preferred Kang be the villain over Doctor Doom. We don't even have a Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. Mr. Fantastic, we don't even have that dynamic established. So I don't understand why people are so head over heels for Doom right now. When will it come out? July 26th of 2026 is when Spider-Man 4 is set to come out. Gage, if you haven't followed my second channel, definitely follow my second channel, Jace TV. I should have. If you go to my community tab, I did share the video that I posted on my second channel. I talk about Spider-Man 4. I talk about like the confirmation, the release date, all of that, and also Spider-Man Noir as well. It's kind of the first look that we got of that series, which at first I was kind of interested, but I was a little bit skeptical. But my excitement level has gone up for that show, kind of based off the set images that we've seen. I was hoping that he would have the mask, because I feel like if you're gonna do a Spider-Man Noir series, it's gotta have the mask, right? And if you've seen the set image, he has the mask. So I'm really happy about that. With it being Sony, and I kind of want to clear this out the way. Sony doesn't. Yes, Sony owns the movie rights to Spider-Man, but Sony does not own the character Spider-Man. They just own the movie rights to him. And I know a lot of people get that mixed up, but movie-wise, I'd say like Sony has been very mostly hit. I mean, not mostly hit. Sony's been mostly miss and a little bit of hit. Obviously with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, those are hit movies, regardless of how you feel about his portrayal of Spider-Man. Those movies are hits because they've made each of those movies have made at least close to $1 billion or have made $1 billion. So you could say that those are hits. Though I don't always, I don't try to look too much into box office success because there's been some really good movies that didn't really succeed well in the box office, but became classics later on down the line when people started to see like, you know what, this movie was actually really good. Why didn't this movie make more? Sometimes a certain movie, the way the approach is, the way the marketing is, sometimes a movie was just, ahead of its time. And when you have something that's ahead of its time, sometimes people can kind of pick up on it, and sometimes people can't. A good example, the Scott Pilgrim movie. That movie didn't do well, but it's a cult classic now. People love the Scott Pilgrim movie. Why? Because it was a movie ahead of its time. The way that they were able to mix a blend of live action with the comic manga of Scott Pilgrim, but also the video game references. That was something completely new that hadn't been done at that time. Wait, what if Spider-Man and Doom team up for the final battle? That would be something. That would be something. I could see a scenario. I don't know if I would like that scenario, But I could see a scenario where maybe Doom makes a wager with Spider-Man. And he's like, "Hey kid, I know you lost your aunt, you lost your girlfriend, you lost your friends. You know, due to this Doctor Strange spell, which we'll get to Doctor Strange, we'll deal with him. But what if I make a deal with you? What if I make a deal with you right now that everything that you've lost, I can bring it back?" You know, how would Peter react to that? Would he be adamant? Would he be hesitant? You know, what would his reaction be? Would he decide to, make that deal with Doom to get back his aunt, to get back his girlfriend, to get back his friends? So I that could be something, but I don't know if I would like that as an idea. Because personally, me, I want a street level story for Spider Man. I just feel like I get it's the multiverse saga and you get all this multiversal stuff. I get it. Not to say that I'm tired of it, but I just feel like not every story needs to tie into the multiverse saga. And that's why I feel like Blade might be, delayed for right now because maybe it just didn't fit into the multiverse saga in any way. Even though we had that little, post credit scene with, we heard Blade's voice in the Eternals, but I still feel like, there's a bigger plan for Blade. So that's why, to me, again, like I said, the fan side of me is, upset and frustrated that that's constantly happening. But the business and creative side of me feels like there's a bigger plan with Blade. So that's why I'm not really I'm not down and out about it, I guess. But yeah, to your point, Gage, that could be something that could happen. We'll just have to see what they do. But obviously we're gonna get that Spidey and Doom interaction, whatever that may be. I just wish they didn't like I said, I just wish they didn't rush Doom. And I wish they didn't, try to go the conveniency route of casting, RDJ. And that, it's no shot or shout to, RDJ, but I would have preferred RDJ to come back as a superior Iron Man if you wanted to do that. A different variant of Iron Man in Secret Wars. Um, I would have preferred that over what they're doing with this, but I don't know. But yeah, are there any more comments? Because I'm gonna end the stream in maybe like 2 minutes. So if you have any more comments or any more things you'd like to add, maybe about Creature Commandos, the DCU, maybe some other maybe some Marvel stuff that we talked about briefly a little bit. Just like I said, the floor is open. And same with the like comments, like we can chat it up in the comments and stuff. Just dropping down. Okay. Um, but yeah, I just want to say, thank you to everybody who, joined into the stream, had time to. If you're even watching this on a replay, thank you for even watching it, honestly. But it's been great. I love doing these streams. I may have a stream for tomorrow. I don't know for sure. We'll have to see. I might be busy tomorrow, but if not, I might try to plan a stream tomorrow. Maybe we can talk something else. Not sure what, but I'm sure I can find something. Um, who knows? Maybe we might talk about the Secret Looney Tunes project, whatever that could be. Kind of get your thoughts about that. What do you guys think that Secret Looney Tunes project is going to be, or what character could it be on? So maybe that might be tomorrow's stream. Um, but yeah, again, thank you so much to everybody who came into the stream, commented, or just even watched it. You just lurking, you just chilling. Maybe you have this on in the background. It's like a little podcast for you, but I love doing these streams. I love chatting with you guys, and thank you guys so much for all the support on the videos, and just the support in general has just been really amazing. And I really enjoyed this journey, and this journey has just been really great for me. Just I'm learning more and more every day, and trying to improve every day to be a better content creator, but also just being a better person in my life. Like it's just been a really great journey. So again, thank you all so much. Um, is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. I think that's probably like how I want to leave it all off. But again, thank you so much. As I always say in all my videos, big love to you all. And well, actually, I say like hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month, whenever you see this. And then yeah, big love to you all, and peace out.